But let me perform the introduction so we can quit standing here in the chilly wind. My lady, I am Fujimoto Hideyoshi, Kannushi of the Shiroyuri Shrine. Minoru here was trained by the best, and his sole duty is to ensure your safety, as you know.
She offered Minoru a small smile in greeting, which he returned. She relaxed a little. Maybe he wouldn't resent her the way Akio had. Maybe this shrine would be better than the last one.
And this,
Fujimoto continued, indicating the woman beside Minoru,
is the lovely Nanako, our esteemed Miko of nearly 20 years.
Almost all shrines had at least one Miko, a shrine maiden who assisted the kannushi. Nanako stood primly beside Minoru, her hands folded into the wide sleeves of her white kimono. Her red hakama, pleated wide-legged pants, were as much a part of her uniform as the kimono. Emi wore the exact same uniform, with one minor difference. Nanako's garments were worn and threadbare, the colors duller than they should have been and interrupted by thin, carefully stitched repairs. Emi's, on the other hand, were of the finest material, the white as pure as fresh snow, and the crimson hakama as vibrant as the red spider lily that grew wild in the forests and meadows of the mountains. Emi attempted another smile, but Nanako merely nodded, the motion jerky and her brown eyes unfriendly. Emi swallowed a sigh. Maybe this shrine wouldn't be any better after all. But it didn't really matter. This was the last time. In 2 months, she would be gone, and the enmity of a Miko, or any human for that matter, would no longer concern her. To her consternation, Fujimoto launched into a brief history of his shrine instead of departing the barren roadside. She listened attentively anyway as he spoke of the shrine's founding over a millennium ago, the location chosen to be a safe bastion on the edge of the barely explored wilderness to the north. Though it had suffered severe damage multiple times from wars and weather, the local people had lovingly rebuilt it, the most recent reconstruction having occurred 2 centuries ago. The chilly wind whipped through the trees again, sending a swirl of autumn leaves dancing through the air. Fujimoto grabbed at his tall kannushi hat as the gust tried to snatch it from his head, breaking off halfway through his explanation of the recently updated housing on the grounds.
My apologies,
he mumbled, waving Emi forward.
Why don't we get out of the cold?
She gratefully followed him onto the path, passing Minoru and Nanako. Her gaze rose warily as the forest canopy closed in over them. Green spruce and pine trees competed with arching boughs laden with yellow, orange, and red leaves. The occasional bare branch twisted through the colorful display like a skeletal arm. The quiet clearing of a male throat stopped her. She glanced back to see Minoru standing on the path halfway between her and the road. He pointed with his chin. Her luggage sat on the side of the dirt road, abandoned.
Fujimoto wrung his hands as his face reddened. Minoru, good man, fetch the lady's bags, would you?
The words came out in a rush, his embarrassment obvious.
I'm afraid I can't,
Minoru replied in the kind of slow, deep voice that could quell any fear. He lightly thumped the butt of his bladed staff on the ground.
I can't be encumbered, just in case. Ah, yes, the lady's safety is, of course.
I can get them, Emi said quickly. She'd never carried her bags before. She didn't even know how heavy they were. But she could do it. Nothing wrong with her arms. She took a hurried step toward her luggage. Fujimoto made another yelping sound and grabbed her arm to stop her. She gasped. Stuttering apologies, Fujimoto whipped his hand away as though she'd burned him. She backed away, pulling her composure around her like an invisible cloak, and projected a sort of distant calm that hid her true feelings. "The envoy from Shion went through all this with you," Nanako said, cutting through Fujimoto's stream of apologies. Her rudeness toward her superior surprised Emi enough that she had to work to keep her expression blank. "You know the rules about touching the lake."